think we're live here. I see Burks. Hey, Burks. Hi, Donna. I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another, I think, number 32 or 33 in our series of curve flattening concerts. Things are starting to open up pretty soon here, I think, and maybe everywhere. And the need for these may decline, and I may kind of cut back on them. But for the time being, I'm going to keep it going. And today I'm going to start out with the blues, and it's not a kind of traditional kind of blues. It's what Reverend Gary Davis called that old time style of guitar playing, and actually this song comes from him mostly. One of my favorite songs to play and sing. So this is Delia. Delia was a gambling girl, gambled all around. She was a gambling girl, she would lay her money down. She's all I got is gone. Delia's dear old mother, she took a trip out west. When she returned, little Delia had gone to rest. She's all I got is gone. And Delia's mother wept, Delia's father moaned. It would not have been so bad if the poor girl had died at home. Delia, oh Delia, she was making her last round when old Cuddy came by and he shot her to the ground. She's all I got is gone. Now get your rubber-tired taxis, your double-seated hat. They took poor Delia down to the graveyard. They failed to bring her back. She's all I got is gone. The men down in Savannah, drinking from a silver cup. Poor Delia, she's in the graveyard, never will be getting up. She's all I got is gone. Now Cuddy asked the judge what might be my fine. The judge said, I done told you, boy, you drew that cold 99. She's all I got is gone. Delia, oh Delia, how can it be? You loved all those rounders, but you never had time for me. All I got is gone. Delia was a gambling girl, gambled all around. She was a gambling girl, she would lay her money down. She's all I got is gone. So that's the story of young Delia Green, 14-year-old Delia Green in Savannah, Georgia. Was killed by a jealous lover. So the next song we have up today is a Tom Waits song, and I first heard Tom Waits, I think it was his second album. His first album, he didn't sound like the Tom Waits we all know and love. By the second album, his voice was getting gravelier, and that's the album this song comes from, I believe, if I remember correctly. I recorded this a long time ago on a CD called "Dog Is My Co-Pilot," available at my website, and I was listening to an interview the other day with Billy Joel interviewing Don Henley, two big superstars and who are also good friends. And they were talking about how now at this age, I think they were probably a little younger than I am now when the interview was done, they could no longer sing songs in the key that they used to sing them in. And they were kind of confessing to each other that both of them have kind of dropped their songs down a little bit. Well, this song I always did in the key of C, and it was a struggle. But to drop it down, then there's nowhere to go but B or B flat. So I settled on B flat, and this will be the first time I ever played it in front of anybody in B flat. We'll see how it goes. One of my favorite Tom Waits songs. Okay, this is called "Drunk on the Moon." Tight slack-clad girls on the graveyard shift do the cement stroll, catch the midnight drift. Cigar chewing Charlie in his newspaper nest, grifting hot horse tips on who's running the best. And I'm blinded by the neon, don't try and change my tune. I thought I heard a saxophone, I'm drunk on the moon. Now the moon's a silver slipper, it's pouring champagne stars, and Broadway's like a serpent pulling shiny top-down cars. Larimer is teeming with that undulated beat as some Bonneville goes screaming its way wildly down the street. And I'm blinded by the neon, don't try and change my tune. I thought I heard a saxophone, I'm drunk on the moon. Hearts flutter and race, and the moon is on the wane. Tarts mutter their dream hopes, the night will ordain. Come schemers and dancers, cherry delight. And there's a Cleveland-bound greyhound, and it cuts through the night. And I've hacked all my yesterdays, don't try and change my tune. The thought I heard a saxophone, I'm drunk on the moon. So that's Drunk on the Moon by Tom Waits. And I always do an instrumental on these concerts so far. This one I wrote a long time ago now. It's funny how time flies by. And I want to take a look and see who's here. So Steve Davidson, hi. Donna, Bob Walker, Andreas, it's always good to see you here from Germany. Hi, Marcia, Phoebe. Janice, my love, is right upstairs, and I'm happy to see her here too. And Deb Levy Clark, oh God, I love all you guys. Burks, Ann, Cliff, Tom Dietz. Thank you so much for being my friends. And Jay Peterson just jumped in there. Hey, buddy. So this is not a real complicated instrumental. It's not one of my fancy show-off instrumentals, which are becoming much fewer and much farther between. But it's instead one which is just a pretty one, I think, and it has turned out that way. If you need something to just calm you and feel a little bit serene, it's called Sunday Morning, and I thought about saving it for tomorrow because I'll do another concert tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. But then I remembered that originally I called this Saturday Morning, and when I started doing the Sunday morning concerts, I changed its name. True confessions here. So this is Sunday Morning, previously known as Saturday Morning. So that's Sunday morning. And I will be back tomorrow morning at 10:30. And on Monday, my buddy Alex Bevan will be doing a 3 o'clock concert. On Tuesday morning, my good friends Cozy Sheridan and Charlie Koch do their 10:30 a.m. concert. Cozy is one of our treasures as a songwriter, and great guitar player, great songwriter, great singer, funny, lovable person. And Charlie, her husband, is very talented in his own right. Great bass player, writes great stuff, sings kind of blue-eyed soul like nobody's business. So you should tune in on those guys. Cozy Sheridan, Cosy. And of course, Alex, I've sung his praises before. I keep meaning to mention, Alex is a master of the looper. I don't know if you guys know what the looper is, but it's a device that enables you to kind of record a rhythm track, and then you can hit the button and it'll play it back to you, and then you can play lead over it. And he has just turned that into an art form of that you never know he's doing it, and you're kind of going, man, he's getting a lot of sound out of that guitar. Which he can do in his own right without a looper, but it's something to behold, and he's a great guy to watch too. Who else have I got to plug today? I can't think of anyone right now, but if I forget any of my friends, I apologize. One of my greatest friends is a guy named Tom Galla, and I've sung songs of his here before. This is a beautiful song that he wrote, and Tom does. For most of the time I've known him, which is 40 years, he has not played an instrument other than using some brushes to keep rhythm. And he's just a wonderful singer who writes great songs. And this is one of the most beautiful, if I can get through it with dry eyes. I always have a little trouble on this one. But I take responsibility for all the guitar stuff on it, because all he gave me was a lyric. And then for years afterwards, when I'd gone off in different directions, we weren't playing together, he had a guitar player named Richard Druding, who was a great guitarist who lived in Philly. And Richard kind of stood on the shoulders of my arrangement and came up with some great stuff of his own. I think there might be recordings of that somewhere. So this is called Shackamaxon Street. Shackamaxon Street is a street in Philadelphia, for those of you who are far away, along the river, and this song tells that story. Now that old Shackamaxon Street, sugar refinery, it's just a place by the river where I sometimes go. And every season just floats by, the channels filled with broken eyes. And today's the day that wintertime she finally let go. Yeah, today's the day that winter let go. Now there's swollen buds on the poplar trees, on that worn out pier at Noble Street, and there ain't no winter shadows on the red warehouse walls. And like half-forgotten make-believe, old sorrow, nonsense, lies, and greed, the sharp, frozen boulders, they go down to the sea. Let them all go out and down to the sea. I've waited so long for the springtime, and I've waited for the love in your eyes. I've waited so long for the springtime. Waited for the love in your eyes. I've waited so long for the springtime. I've waited for the love in your eyes. I've waited so long for the springtime. Waited for the love in your eyes. Now that old shackamaxon street, sugar refinery, it's just a place by the river where I sometimes go. And every season they just float by. The channel's deep and the tide looks high. And today's the day that wintertime she finally let go. Today's the day that winter let go. So that's Shackamaxon Street by Tom Galla. Beautiful piece of music. I am going to hit the road here. Thank you for coming out and listening. I appreciate your kind of patronage. Although I don't ask much of you. I don't even have a tip jar up there. I appreciate every thought I hear from you. Stay safe, stay sane. If you get cranky, take a nap. Listen to the scientists. Don't listen to the non-scientists. No names mentioned. And I hope to see you all again tomorrow morning at 10:30 and onward. Bye-bye.